Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Shalom, Biggie. Hello, Jay.
Gentlemen.
Something playing in the background again. Easus.
Oh, Jesus.
For the love of fuck. It's always something, isn't it, boys? If it wasn't the rain today ruining my day, it's Easus's incompetence shining brightly at the moment.
I don't know that it was. I don't think anything was playing, but I thought I heard something.
Yeah, you did, because I heard it too.
Me
Jay,
too.
Yeah,
Everyone
I
heard
didn't
it.
see anything here.
Outside of that, is your day any better?
You know, Mike, I am back to my resting heartbeat. I had a harrowing moment on the way
What?
over here. Oh yeah, I was inches away from an accident.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Was it your fault?
No. It was. I'm driving down Woodward towards Square Lake, going south, because I'm having to do this goofy deal getting over here because of all the construction. So I'm going through Pontiac and stuff.
Oof.
And so I'm coming towards Square Lake, and I'm in the rightmost lane, and a dude's doing a Michigan left out of the boulevard there.
Okay.
And I watch him like, all right, he's going to go in the second lane. No, he's going to go in the third. No, he's going to go into mine.
No
and
way.
It was just like,
I hate that guy.
fuck, man.
Was he old as shit?
No, he was 50-ish, middle management Indian guy. But
Take whatever lane I want.
I depress my brakes firmly.
Yeah.
And it does the little, anti-lock deal. Which
hate that
Oh,
feeling.
it was great. It was great. But this is the best thing. This son of a bitch who did this shit move had cat-like reflexes. As soon as he realized I was there, this dude stopped. I mean, it was amazing. We had a 2-second window in which both of us had to act just as we did to
Really?
avoid collision, and we did.
So if Indian Man didn't react the way he did,
Plows into my front quarter panel slash wheel.
and your day is ruined at that point.
And
I don't
that-
want to get that text.
Listen, what flashed into my mind was not, oh my God, I'm going to be hurt. It flashed through like, I'm going to have to pay the deductible.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to
have to
fucking
sit
take
here
this
for an hour.
in. This is going to take hours to get this resolved. Fuck!
The cop's gonna on his way.
That all clicked through my head
Yeah.
in that moment. And I was so elated when the dude didn't hit me. I mean, it was amazing. We were just, and I look and he's looking at me like, oh, I'm sorry.
bad. Very, very
So he pulls in. There's a Staples right there, and I had to pull in behind him because I'm basically up on the curb at that point.
Well, you guys were shook.
We were shook.
You guys needed to sit.
He pulls
Calm it
in.
down.
He's in a Volt or something. Rolls down his window. So I'm like, all right, he wants to apologize. To me.
you, sir.
I pull up,
Get out of my way.
and he's doing the whole. I'm very sorry, sir. Very sorry.
So stupid of me.
And I was
not
like,
paying attention
I
at
had
all.
this weird mix of emotion where I was so pissed.
But so happy.
But so happy. It was
Yeah.
like elation, and then this moment of like, I could lecture this guy. I could give him a piece of my mind.
You didn't need to.
And essentially, I just said, "Hey, man, what were you thinking?" He's like, "I'm sorry, sir.
So sorry.
I didn't see you."
Was
I go,
was that necessary? Hey man, what were you thinking? Was that really necessary?
You know what? I tempered it because I was in that. I mean, it was moments after that we pulled.
Yeah.
I wanted to
I would not
drop
have.
F-bombs.
Did he have to? Because I would never have pulled in.
We both had to pull into this
Okay.
place because we were both like kind of up on curbs
Yeah.
/ that run up kind of turn in area when
Yeah.
you're turning into
and
a
you were
plaza.
shook. You were both shook. So.
And I'm like, what were you thinking, man? I'm sorry, sir, I didn't see you. I go, thank God that we both have cat-like reflexes. And he just looks at me. He's like, yes.
Very good.
okay, that's good. The way you did that,
And I
you
said-
kind of took the pedal off. You put.
I did. I gave him a thumbs up. I said, hey, man, I hope you have a good day. I hope you're careful out there.
Yeah, he
And
needed that.
And he's like, thank you, sir. Thank
Very
you.
good, yes.
And we drove our separate ways.
Wow.
Inches, dude.
Yeah. Had this gone another way, you would know his full name, address, who his insurance carrier is. You guys would be getting towed
Yeah.
to different bell
Seriously,
tires.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
This could have been a fuck of a day for you.
That's why I felt that elation. It was just an amazing feeling. It
Dude,
was-
that's like
yeah.
when I last year. Remember when I took that fucking ride off the on ramp? Remember
I do remember that.
Snow?
Didn't you Instagram yourself on the back
Yes,
of the flatbed?
the guy let
Yeah.
me just ride my car
Yes.
as we were. He's like, let's just get up there. I'm just gonna make a quick U-turn. We'll be fine. But like when you describe, like, dude, when I did that, like that car in that situation with like going down a big hill. Like, it could have flipped over. It could have
Yeah.
hit one of those signs that
Yeah.
it says all.
Yeah.
I was thinking none of that. All I was thinking was, I don't want to fucking buy a new car
Right.
now.
Yeah.
It all goes clicking through your head.
Isn't that
Damn
funny?
it.
I wonder if things were different for us all financially, and if we were just living totally different lives, it would be more of a concern for our well-being would come into play. Oh no! Oh my God! I could be hurt.
Or you'd even think like, oh, good, I get to get rid of this piece of shit.
Right,
I'm driving.
right.
You know, Mike Lindell, who gets rid of a truck when he runs out of washer fluid. See, it's out of washer fluid. Just get a new one.
This is Mike Lindell. Can you hear me?
I was talking to someone else about that. I think when I had that happen, I said that's all I was thinking. Ty at the time, I think he had something recently or something, and that's what he said too. He's like, dude, that's all I was thinking is like,
Oh, yeah.
oh my God, the car's okay.
Yeah,
Fine,
man.
whatever, dude. Wasn't even thinking he
Dude.
might die or get hurt.
I
or-
wonder if everybody thinks like that. Like, oh man, I have shit to do today. Now this is gonna be a pain
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
ass.
But it's one of those wake up calls where like I drive a ton, and so I'm like everybody else, where you just kind of go to sleep on it. You're on
Yeah.
autopilot a lot of the times, and it just that shakes you to awake immediately.
Oh, I'm driving
And
a
I'm
3,000-pound or
right.
whatever.
I'm sure on the way home I'm going to be 10 and 2, looking every which way.
You know that the guy that that you almost got into an accident with, he's telling the story to everyone he knows right now
This
too.
fucking guy.
This fucking typical white guy, American, not paying attention. I'm trying to do a classy four lanes
Go,
at once
American.
move. I wonder what story he's telling.
know, man.
Is he the hero in his
Yeah,
story?
for sure.
Or is he going, oh, I was such a fucking douche on the road. Almost ruined this poor man's day.
I bet because he was actually saying I'm sorry, I bet he didn't say it like that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Who
trying to-
knows, though? I mean,
know,
what his
but
background is. If he's
some
got a
people-
history of being a shit driver and his wife doesn't want to hear it,
Yeah.
and he's got to tell the story, and
Well,
she's
she wouldn't
dotted up
believe him
proper.
anyway. If that was the case, she wouldn't believe him. I just think that someone who at least was willing to say
Immediately, he was
right. Because if he
apologetic.
wasn't,
Yeah.
the people
Oh,
that
yeah.
would tell it the other way would have somehow just still yelled at you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Would have still been like, "Well, you shouldn't have been there anyway. Go fuck yourself."
Just driving along, man. I couldn't believe this guy was coming at me.
Oh my god, that's so funny. And it could have been different. Perry was here last night. Grind Time was here recording, and he's driving a limo.
What?
Yeah, that's what he does now. He fucking loves it.
Okay.
He's picking up people and he's having
could
conversations
see
with
that.
everybody. He's a jovial man.
Yeah,
and
he is.
He loves just shooting the
Engaging.
shit, But he claims to know his place, where he's not going to start the conversation if you want
Oh,
to.
I don't know about that.
I know.
Oh, Periwinkle.
I'm going to have to take him at his word that he's not full of
I will
shit when
not
he
have to
says
take
that.
him at his word.
Well, I've decided to assume he's not lying about that. I
Giving
find that
benefit out.
impossible
You're
to
handing
believe
out
almost. But, if they engage with him, he's in.
Yeah.
And so he had to pick up a pair of couples the other night, I think at the Cedar concert.
Yeah, because it's Pine Knobs.
And, of course, Perry ends up fucking going like backstage and stuff. Like he's parked the car and he knows this guy who
Yeah.
knows that guy. Hey, didn't you used to work at the Joe? And this guy sneaks him back and
Hilarious.
blah blah. So he, and
He
it's
does
like,
have those connections. Like, he's good
Yeah,
at people
yeah, yeah.
person, like stuff.
and so I guess he ends up, the chick that one of the couples was like, we're ready to go. He's like, all right. He leaves and pulls the limo up, and he's like getting up to full speed to get on like 75, I guess.
Yeah.
One of the ramps, and he's on the freeway, and he's like, I'm just getting on full speed, and cars coming the other way. He's like, he just sees like headlights going in a weird whatever. Two cars had hit and are now coming across the center
Oh,
lane.
shit.
One flips, starts flipping, and it's me. It's coming right at me, and Perry's like fucking hits the brake, turns the wheel, and this thing smashes the side of his limo.
Oh, my God.
Blows out the windows with the couples in the back.
Wow.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah, they're not the most nimble vehicles, are they?
and you know what? He goes, Troy was telling me about it because he was telling Troy earlier. And he goes, at first I started to lock it up and then was like, nope, that's coming right at me. And so he punches it. I'm like, there's a delay. When you punch it in a vehicle like that,
Yeah.
it doesn't just go. It's not a rocket ship. It smashes into his limo. It's like, I'd be thinking the whole time, like, oh, fuck. No, it's late. It's dark.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Oh, just think of the patrons,
there's-
you know?
I'm not even worried about them.
No,
my
think
night
from
is
their
ruined.
perspective. You're sitting there like, okay, just limo will get us home.
Yeah.
Bam! All of a sudden, you're delayed 3 hours.
Yep. Multiple cop cars on the scene.
Potentially
red and blues
quite
flashing.
injured. I mean, you're sitting back there as if you're buckled up. Come on,
As if.
you're in a limo.
Yeah. I mean, half the time your girl's blowing you or something. There's no way she's buckled in for that. Christ.
Hey everybody, Twin Peaks, your ultimate sports lodge with a menu to match. Pair any of their made-from-scratch menu items with a frosty 29-degree draft beer served by a beautiful Twin Peaks girl, and you're in for a legendary sports watching experience. Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views.
Hey, did you hear we're getting the full story finally on the David Ortiz shooting?
Yeah, I guess it was a hit, right?
Well, yeah, it was a hit.
Or maybe
but
a hit aimed at someone else. Is
Yeah.
that the allegation?
never liked the pricing on this. It's like people will say $7,800 or $8,000, but it sounds like the hit was $7,805. And
Yeah,
I'm
that's weird.
just like, what?
Is that like
what
to
was
cover
that?
the Uber on the way there or something?
Maybe what was that extra $5 for? Why wouldn't you round down? Making an even $8,000.
It's odd.
David Ortiz's friend was apparently the real target of this hit in the Santa Domingo nightclub, and not him, David Ortiz. The Attorney General, Jean Rodriguez, says the intended target was David Fernandez, who was dressed similarly to Ortiz, and that's where the confusion comes. They apparently were both wearing white pants, and so you can see why the hitman was so confused by this and ended up shooting David.
You guys ever wear white pants? White
Not
pants.
really.
I don't think so.
Two guys sitting at the bar wearing white pants hanging out.
Yeah, I know.
But
Little
isn't that,
odd.
that's kind of a thing they do down there, right? And kind of those areas.
Is that what they're known for?
No, I'm serious. Like in that
Those people?
well, like the
What are you
tropical-
saying, E?
Kind of tropical areas, though. Like I think
See,
they
like
wear
patterns.
peach, coral, floral
Yeah.
pattern. White?
Tommy Bahama. I picture a lot of Tommy Bahama. Maybe some Nautica.
Nautica?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they do, but yeah, I guess white.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
if you're
I think
gonna wear
it's
'em
just like
anywhere,
a place
yeah.
that people do kind
In
of
the
wear
Caribbean
that stuff.
sort of area,
That's
yeah.
what I was trying
Sure.
to say. Caribbean was what I was trying to think of.
So yeah, the $8,000 hit was carried out by a member of Mexico's Gulf cartel, Victor Hugo Gomez, who remains on the run. Is apparently he wanted Fernandez dead for snitching on him to U.S. authorities like 10 years ago. Something about this. Ralphie Cruz, the man accused of shooting Ortiz, had already said the former baseball player was not the intended target, and he got confused by the whole white pants issue. Cruz was said to have shouted in Spanish to journalists, "It wasn't David, it wasn't David, was confused." Comes at a time of increased scrutiny. Obviously, what do we have, 9 dead Americans over there now in the last
Right, all
year?
the minibar deaths, right?
Yeah. I learned more about those mini bars. As you know, T-Roy was recently in Punta Cana. Mm-hmm. And he's like, yo, man, I heard you guys talking about that. Those mini bars, because it's all inclusive, all you can drink and stuff. You open those, they're not little airplane bottles. They're like full-on fifths that are in your thing, and so you can just tap drinks whenever you want. But it sounds like maybe they bought tainted alcohol. So that's what they're looking into. So David Ortiz is at the bar with a local TV personality friend of his, Joel Lopez, and the apparent target, David Fernandez. They're both wearing white pants. That's the confusion. I want to see pictures of these guys. Because
Yeah, how close are they?
Yeah.
Two big black dudes wearing white pants.
Yeah. Do you have a picture of them, E?
I guess this is in the
If you're a
article.
hitman,
It
if you have
looks like
any
this is-
question, right? You have any question, don't you hold off
assuming
for a
that's-
second?
I think
you
you
just
do.
flip a coin. What do you?
I guess that's the
The
David
guy-
Fernandez, and then
Which is Fernandez? I mean, I know what David Ortiz looks like.
this guy right here. I
That's
guess.
Ortiz.
That's David
Oh.
Ortiz.
Okay, well, this is in the article. I don't know, man. When I looked up David Fernandez,
Maybe the guy to his right.
The
Or
stage right,
Yeah,
I don't think is him, but that would be
Oh. Yeah.
acceptable.
big guy with a beard.
Yes, that would be acceptable. I want to say it's the guy to the left, all the way to the left.
Oh man, the white guy,
Yeah, I don't think he's white, but he's not.
Just Hispanic or something.
Yeah, but see if
Does
you can
not
find
look
it.
like Big Poppy.
1 second.
No,
But he was
not
wearing
at
white
all.
pants,
He was
so-
wearing white pants. Dude, I had no idea that you and I could be out for a lunch somewhere. We're both wearing blue jeans, and there's a hit out on you for some shit you pulled 10 years ago, and I could get fucking capped for
Yeah,
that.
tread carefully, sir.
I'm gonna
saw
start
that-
wearing. I'm not going to dinner with anybody who's wearing the same pants as me.
Oh.
I'm gonna get a lot of bright, hot pink, hot yellow pants. If I see anyone
Definitely
else
do
in the,
that.
anyone else in the vicinity wearing those as well, I'm leaving. I don't have. I'm not risking this. So Fernandez says he's denied that he would have been the target. He called a local radio station Saturday morning called Son of Tomorrow, SUN. Sounds like a good show. Friendly, right? Son of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I am a person who has only one phone number.
Okay.
Okay,
Which-
so this says Here,
Yeah,
David Ortiz
yeah.
left pictured with.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, they don't look alike at all.
not even a little bit.
No.
But again, both wearing white pants, right? And he did exclaim that he only has one phone number, which
Great point.
all arrows are pointing to.
I don't understand. What does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, I was hoping you could explain that. I'm not a man that is economically well situated. I am a normal, ordinary man. I am available when they want to investigate me. I go. But I do not have a single enemy, not even a cat. He doesn't. He claims that not a cat anywhere has a problem with him. I do not know where these rumors come from. I and David are two physically very different people in appearance.
Would agree with that.
I would agree with that as well. That's the first thing he said that's made a lot of sense. Because I don't know why he's bringing up cats like him. I don't know what his one phone number has to do with anything. I'm hoping there's some lost in translation
I was
going
about
on
to say,
here.
seems like it, yeah.
Yeah. This screams of bullshit to me. I think, look, if the first story, which sounds way more believable, when that hot chick shows up at the hospital and gets into a fight with his entourage, he bought her that fucking $85,000 Lexus the day before the hit.
Oh, I don't know anything about this.
Oh, dude. Okay. There's a chick. The rumors in wherever it was, Dominican Republic. Yeah, thank you. Were that this was a hit put out by a drug lord because he thought Ortiz was fucking his girlfriend.
Yeah, heard that.
Right?
Yeah.
They've published these, and I haven't seen anybody dispute these. They've got the check from David Ortiz for vehicle purchase, $84,500 for a Lexus RX for her in her name, paid off in full the day before the shooting.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
This guy, not even cats love this guy, right? He's only got one phone number. All of a sudden, it's like, well, that makes way more sense. He's banging this chick, buys her a fucking Lexus, drug lord finds out about it, and takes a hit out on him.
But doesn't this story come directly from the mouth of some investigator? Didn't he do some press conference where he's like, oh, it was a mistaken identity. They were both wearing white pants.
Right. I don't know how much I believe the authorities.
Okay, yeah, I don't.
You know what I mean?
It's a third world country. I don't
It is.
put much stock in it either. Ortiz could have given him $10,000 and said, hey, change the story. This is embarrassing to me, and it's upsetting to my wife.
My wife is very upset. I've been shot, for Christ's sakes. Do you know how many millions of dollars I spend on this fucking shitty island?
Right.
Make this go away for me, bro.
It's plausible.
And then it's like, cats like me. I've only got one phone number. Like, for real. Like, I don't know what this is about. I don't even look anything like him. You were both wearing white pants, sir. You can see where this problem came in. All right, no further questions. I ain't buying it, but whatever. He hits a ball good. At least he did.
Used to, yeah.
Yeah.
Great point.
I mean, why are you buying someone who's not your wife an $85,000 Lexus? Like, if you just did that today
I wonder.
and went home, Gab would be like, huh, that was
Wonder what
nice.
you're receiving in return. Can't imagine. Can't think of anything.
Well, she was in need, so I bought her a luxury SUV, and Gab would go, that's very generous of you. Well, you're a great person. You know
Very
that, Jay?
kind.
Very, very
So
kind.
good. Just
So
helping
giving.
out, helping people in need all the time.
Wow, I thought all you did was tithe, but here you are, just helping families out. Oh, she's a model too?
Model.
Wow. Oh, generous. That's why I married you, Jay.
Hey, everybody, Arnold Roofing. They're a listener-owned business that serves Southeast Michigan and the surrounding areas since 1998. They specialize in inspections, repairs, replacements, and new roofs. Arnold Roofing has the experience and knowledge to provide you a reliable product backed by quality workmanship and extensive warranties. Get this. They do the work with no money down. You pay on completion. That means Arnold Roof is dedicated to your complete satisfaction. Go to arnoldroofing.com for free estimates and more information.
Hey, do we have a bright line yet on sexual assault? You know how, like, Carlin had the 7 dirty words, and it was like, okay, there's your bright line about what you can and can't say on public airwaves. Do we have a bright line on sexual assault? Because I'm reading a lot of stories. It's like, I was sexually assaulted. And it's like, okay, what happened?
There's laws on the book. I mean, you want to pull up some laws or?
Maybe. But it's like hitting a woman can be abusive, right? Obviously. Rape would be sexually abusive and assaultive. If you're just with a celebrity and you fuck him and he says something mean to you, or he does something a little degrading. He's got a kinky side to him. Is that worthy of assault claims? Because I'm reading. Have you followed this Drake story at all?
A little bit. I just saw the headline,
The
saw
chick-
her.
Did you see
She's
her?
got the just look at her defense, in my opinion.
I know. Me too.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, just look at her. He's
can pull it-
he's Drake.
Yeah.
Just look at her.
His fucking beard has always bothered me. I don't know why. It's too trimmed up or something. But dude, that is a hideous woman.
That's
No
strangely
offense.
shaped.
I think that, I agree with you, by the way, but I think we're in weird times, man, where I think people are finding this attractive. I'm
Yeah.
serious.
That is fucking.
I got a big fat ass.
She
Damn,
did,
dude.
like-
Look at the
I
shape
hope,
of
and
that.
I
How
hope
is
so,
that,
by the way.
is that even physically
I
possible?
wouldn't think so. It looks like a cartoon character.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the sexy vixen in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Roger
I can't,
Rabbit
I can't
or
believe
something.
her back is able to do that, hold her
Yeah.
in that way. Obviously, they're ass implants, but
You think so? You don't think those are natural?
I don't.
No.
There's
Dude,
some
I-
enhancement.
I hope so, by the way. I legit hope in the next 10 years that the switch makes to absolute, these are the people that people find attractive, and the girls
Yeah.
that, I find attractive become ugly.
Yeah.
And it'll be great.
Yeah, the pool opens up for
Right,
you.
be at the
Hell
fucking
yeah,
bar
dude,
and
yeah.
nobody wants what we all kind of
Right.
consider
Yep.
hot, and it's just like,
We don't have many years left, though. E. It's got to flip soon.
I'm
You know what I mean?
35,
It's
dude.
Can
on
you
its
imagine
way, man. It's
if-
well on its way.
what we've
The big
deemed-
fat ass, it's well on its
You
way.
know,
Oh, yeah.
I was saying to
No,
somebody,
but could you imagine though what we personally deem like that is a fucking 10 is just like
ugly.
cast aside. You know what I mean? And we go to the bar and she's just
Sitting there, all
sitting there by herself,
downtrodden.
buying her own
Yeah.
drinks.
Fuck yes.
And me and E walk in with the pick of the litter.
Dude,
I mean,
fuck yes.
dude, if you were attracted to just hideousness, she's hideous.
Yeah.
I mean, you could walk in and just every
Clean
night.
the fuck up, man.
Yep. Yep.
Dude, the other thing I've said recently is you watch it, man. Like, you guys were making fun of kinky shit, they're into this and that. There's gonna be a time here where straight heterosexual sex is gonna be whoa. You mean identify as a guy and you like to have
cisgender
sex
male?
with
Yeah.
girls that identify as a girl?
Yeah,
Fucking
weirdo.
weirdo.
Jesus Christ.
Cisgender white male. Christ. Thought we got rid of those.
Right, they're trying to weed it out.
So she was paid a settlement of $350,000. She has now filed a grievance in New York against her lawyer. She thinks perhaps cahoots were going on between
my.
Drake's team.
Cahoots.
Yeah, they might have been in
that image.
cahoots.
Rose to the level of cahoots.
They didn't say it, but I'm reading betwixt lines.
Got it.
Okay. Drake's team believes she is lying about an incident and have now contacted law enforcement to investigate. The complaint was recently filed by Laquana Morris, a.k.a. Layla Lace. You might know her as Layla Lace.
I do not.
According to the complaint, she says, I, Laquana Morris, signed a retainer agreement with Alexander Cabreras on January 23rd, 2018. I explained to him that I was sexually harassed by the rapper Drake. Morrison went into great detail and explained how Drake forced me to perform oral sex on him. It wasn't your ordinary oral. It was more so a fetish where he took out a cup and had her just spitting repeatedly into the cup. Keep going, keep going, keep going. He wanted to measure it. And then he poured the spit over her face while saying, I want to see your face messy.
It seems so specific that there's some credibility there. You know what I mean? It's so specifically odd.
I repeat, he demanded that I spit in the cup until he had measured it. Afterward, he dumped the spit on my face, repeating, I want to see your face messy.
While she's, I guess she can't be because she's spitting. I'm wondering, is he throwing the stuff on her? And when he throws the spit on her, then is she sucking his dick? Well, because she said it was kind of an
Yeah, I'm
oral.
confused.
Assuming, yeah, I know. I don't know. Because when she said spit in the cup, I was like, oh, he blew a load in your face and then made you spit it into a cup, and then what?
No, it's not that,
Snowballed
though.
them?
It's prior.
I guess. I don't know. I mean,
We need more details, Miss Lace.
like you can and
Drake
you can get that look. Like I've often said, one of my favorite things, and you don't even need the toilet seat around the neck, but you just fucking gag on it, choke on it.
Oh, that's what he's going
Fucking
for. That
gag on it.
upset face.
Yeah,
that
and then
wet. Ugh.
You got this cute face with just snot running down because she's literally, her airwaves are choked off by a gigundous cock, and so that you got the mascara streaming down the face, tears get involved, like it's a whole scene. But he's just like, fuck it, just spit into a cup and I'll just pour it on your face.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
I want to see your face messy. That's the Drake going forward. I mean,
The Drake,
the
yeah.
Drake. You know what I mean? Like,
Gonna do the
man,
Drake? Oh shit, he's doing the Drake.
Are you doing the Drake? You trying to do the Drake?
He
this
Draked
weekend?
her.
I wonder while he was doing it if he like told her what the end game was gonna be, or if he's like, hey, spin this. She did it. He's like, more, and then like.
I don't think you outline it and run through it and have her initials. I don't. I think. But honestly, if
But
I
at
was
some
sitting there and
point,
someone
like,
was like, "Keep going, spit in the cup," I'd be like, "Hold on, where is this going?"
Yeah,
I have
what-
a feeling this is going to be more depravity for me than you. And so until I know where you're going with
For
this,
sure, dude. You get more nervous with every spit,
Yeah,
right? You'd be like,
keep going.
what am I doing? Like, where is this
dry.
going? Am I gonna have to now drink this?
I would think drink this.
Yeah.
Or
make me drink my own spit? Okay.
Or you're gonna drink it. Fucking
I
gross.
thought he was
dude.
maybe gonna put his dick in it. Is what I thought was gonna happen. He was gonna have her fill it up, and then he was just like gonna like put his dick in this cup of spit.
I mean, I guess anything's possible. I
where I
don't
thought it
know
was
where
maybe
the
going, to be honest with you.
enjoyment comes. Although, in fairness, of all the things you could do with a half-full cup of spit, pouring it on her face and yelling, "I want to see your face messy," repeatedly, is not bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not bad.
Right.
I mean, what else could you do with it? Throw it in her face?
Yeah, or make her drink it. It's her own
boring.
spit. Like, I don't know.
It's missionary sex of the spit games, dude.
What else could you do that's worse than that? Pouring in her face.
That's what I was
Pour in her
thinking. You said
butthole. Gape for me. Gape. I want to see your butthole gaping. And then you pour it in. That would be worse, right?
Yeah.
that. Make her use it. Throw it in her hair.
Wash your hair with it. Shampoo herself up and
Yeah.
use her own spit.
I want to watch you wash your hair with your own spit, and then I'm
Yeah.
gonna jerk off or
mean-
something. I mean, who knows?
And that tells me you've gone through a lot of different things.
Yeah, you've been down a long, winding road if
And-
you've discovered that this is your thing.
Yeah. I want to see your face. Like he had a line prepared and he dug it because he said it repeatedly.
Delivered well.
Yeah. I want to see your face messy. I want to see your face messy. Well, throw dirt in it, dude. Dirt face her.
This is what you guys. This is what you always talk about though. Like when you're these like when sex. If you're a guy, when sex is just allowed to you, like if you're a celebrity and you're just able to get it more often, you're able to go into bars.
Yeah, you become depraved
ju-
because
right.
it's just like, well, normal sex doesn't get
Nothing-
me off anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the dirt face, of course, was real scary.
Is that Laquana?
That's her.
Yeah.
That's her voice.
No, I'm trying to think because you have to have a level of confidence. You know what I mean? Like you don't just like go on a first date with a girl and then get her back to the hotel or whatever, whip your dick out and whiz on her. Like that's not
You might if you're Drake though.
right. That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
how many moves? Because I think he's going down the wrong road. You know what I mean? Like this is a weird.
Oh yeah, I think
Like
you're
spitting in a
viewing
cup.
you're viewing women as an object for
Sure,
sure, at that point. That's
we all
just-
do. But beyond that,
Well, it was a lot of information that I hadn't had.
bad. I mean, you've done at this point what you've done the Cleveland Steamer and had someone shit on your chest or whatever, or
Oh, man.
stood on a glass table while you laid under it and they shit on the glass table, so you see it. You know, those kinds of things. You've probably run the gamut with all that stuff.
Right,
Now you're
right.
back to. I bet missionary would get him off. I bet just standard fare missionary.
Why do
would
you say
the
that?
Trick. Because he's gone full circle at this
Oh,
point.
okay.
You know what I mean? He's coming back around where it's like, I got to third base last night. It was amazing.
Right.
You probably finger a girl and get off. Instead, he's fucking pouring spit on her face. I want to see your face messy.
Oh, Drakington.
Drakington. But there he is, front and center at the Toronto Raptors parade.
There he is.
Did you see Joseph Biden, Cory Booker?
Yeah.
Is this the dumbest story ever? Did you like? I don't know why I hate these. I'll give you the rundown if you're not familiar. These assholes are all starting their campaign runs, and so we're getting into that world where there's a lot of bickering and infighting and demanding of apologies and shit, you know. And Biden is just—he's gonna give you those. He's a gaffe waiting to happen, right? He can't help
That's what
it.
they say, yeah. A gaff machine.
Yeah, and so it's like, just be patient. He'll get there, Corey. You don't need to invent shit, because Joe Biden's refused to apologize after he referenced a couple segregationists. That's how long he's been in working in politics. He was dealing with segregationists.
All the Jim Crow laws.
So he's like, apologize for what? And then he, there's not a racist bone in my body. I've been involved in civil rights my whole career, period. Biden shot back at when asked about, hey, Cory Booker wants you to apologize. Cory should apologize. He knows better. Here's the deal. I could not have disagreed with Jim Eastland more. He was a segregationist. I ran for Senate because I disagree with the views of the segregationists. The point I'm making is you don't have to agree. And I kind of like Biden's point. He's like, look, we're in a world right now where if you're on the other side of the aisle, you're a fucking asshole and I hate you. I can't work with you. His point was to the extreme. Look, these segregationists were real pieces of shit. I knew it. I hated everything about them. But we were, at the end of the day, still able to get some shit through and get done, for the betterment of the country. That's his whole point. And as he's talking about it, I was in a caucus with James O. Eastland. This guy sounds like a real piece of shit. He never called me boy. He always called me son, affecting a southern drawl, and that's where the gaff machine started. He never called me boy, called me son. He also brought up George.
Biden saying this? He never
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Doesn't that look exactly like the guy you would think?
Yeah.
The Alabama dude.
Yeah, he's not very tolerant.
It's like the warden from Shawshank Redemption.
He so does, dude. Are you sure he's not? Did you just pull up the warden?
No,
Yeah, true to his word. The warden let the boys have it.
come up, I guess.
He also brought up Herman Talmadge, who promoted segregation, owned a plantation. This is while Biden's working in.
Incredible.
It's unbelievable. He was one of the meanest guys I ever knew. You go down the list of all these guys. Well, guess what? At least there was some civility. We got things done. We didn't agree on much of anything. We got things done. We got it finished. But today you look at the other side, you're the enemy, not the opposition, the enemy. We don't talk to each other anymore. Booker, you don't joke about black men and use the word boys. Can you miss his point more, Cory Booker? Can you miss it more? Men like James Eastland used words like that and racist policies that accompanied them to perpetuate white supremacy and strip black Americans of our very humanity. Vice President Biden's relationship with proud segregationists are not the model for how we make America a safer, more inclusive place for black people and for everyone. I have to tell Vice President Biden that he's wrong for using his relationships with Eastland and Talmadge as examples of how to bring our country together. Okay. Frankly, I'm disappointed he hasn't issued an immediate apology for the pain his words are dredging up for many Americans. Name one. I want to know, Cory Booker, who is the American who is in so much pain today because of the statement Joe Biden made? Please, I want you to bring that individual up to a podium and a microphone, and I want to hear from him.
I think he should be ashamed of himself. I think he should go into the background.
That person doesn't exist. That is a made-up thing. Do you think that person exists that would hear Biden say something like that, totally disregard the message, and be like, I've got to take the day off work. I don't know what to do. This fucking ancient old white man.
Yeah, Booker's just taking a swing at the guy at the top.
See, and that's the problem I have. And then, of course, shit dick Bill de Blasio, Mr. 0% himself, tweets out a picture of his wife. His black wife. He can't promote his black wife and his afroed up Mr. Microphone son anymore. Can't do it. Shirlane McCray, in a tweet, he says, it's 2019 and Joe Biden is longing for the good old days of civility, typified by James Eastland. Really? Is that the message you took
Politics,
from that
man.
de Blasio?
Got 20 of them there. They're all vying.
Eastland thought my multiracial family should be illegal and that whites were entitled to the pursuit of dead N-words. Spells it out. It's past time for apologies or evolution from Joe Biden. He repeatedly demonstrates that he is out of step with the values of the modern Democratic Party.
Until he's the nominee, then everyone will line up
yeah,
behind him.
of
Everybody
course.
on the blue team.
Here's, I understand that it's politics. I knew you were even going to say that, as you should, because you're right. The problem I have with this
Politics.
is the politics nature that is politics.
You have a problem with politics. It bothers you. I know.
Well, it bothers me a lot, and here's the reason why. Because it's so fucking fraudulent. Like, I get if people make mistakes, people say dumb shit. People are in their heart of hearts bad people. They don't like certain races and cultures. Those people exist, and when you call those people out, great. I have no problem with it. To say Joe Biden is a borderline racist for that is fucking insincere, disingenuous, and a lie. Cory Booker is born in D.C., right? Born in Washington, D.C., to parents who are both executives at IBM. Some of the first black executives at IBM. He goes on to play, he's a great football player, USA Today All-American, goes to Stanford.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, goes to Stanford, plays for Stanford, plays football for them.
I had no idea.
Yes, he played with Ed McCaffrey.
Well, what's it got to do with me?
Cory, then he's the senior class president at Stanford. Then he's awarded a Rhodes Scholarship to study at Oxford. After that, he goes on to get his law degree from Yale. He's the first black U.S. senator from New Jersey. He's up there asking for reparations and the woe is me, the black man can't get a break. You've taken more advantage of the fucking greatness of this country than almost anybody, Cory Booker. This seems so beneath people like that. That's the thing.
Well, how is he supposed to get voters though, Mike? He's way at the bottom. Biden's way at the top. You got to attack that guy.
I know. Is it impossible to think, Jay? Honestly, am I just living in a fantasy land?
Yes.
Where it's like,
Yes.
because fucking, I felt the burn for a little bit, and you know I did in 2016. I started to feel the burn, and he tried to play it fair. Bernie's coming out swinging now. He's a racist. He's a this. Bernie.
What did you like about Bernie?
Bernie wasn't going to take the cheap shots at Hillary. He wanted to just play his game. And is it impossible to think someone could go, you know, I'm not getting into this shit. The country hates this stuff from us. Here's my policies. Here's what I want to do. If that's not good enough for you.
McCain did that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
It brought you Obama.
Yes, but Obama was black and the first one in. Like that was that, you know, there was no winning that. And then he brought a dumb chick in, you know, to help him out.
Sarah Palin.
And Sarah's fine.
Dude,
Whatever.
I wouldn't get too upset. It's just rhetoric. It's
It's
political
starting, it's gonna
rhetoric.
get worse. No, but do you know what I'm saying, though? Do you think we've reached a point in time or in history, maybe it was never there, where that is an impossibility, that someone can just, I'm not worried about what Joe Biden's doing. I'm worried about what I can do for the country. Here's what I can give you. And lay out your plan and just, you know, hey, I'm a fucking man. I've got you know, you probably dig through my shit and
We're a
find
clickbait
embarrassing
culture,
stuff.
dude. Do you think that gets him anywhere? What if he just goes down the line, runs it like you're describing? Does he get anywhere?
Who do you blame for that? Because
I blame people for caring too much who our president is.
yeah, we need four
Wanting
presidents.
a king, you know?
Yeah. No, that's fair. But it's the chicken or the egg, because that guy, to your point, Jay, he can't get coverage by being just a good guy, and so people don't know who he is, and so it's like that whole thing. Like, can one
I
of
had
those
no
guys?
idea he was such a good tackle ball player.
Yeah,
now that
I
I
know,
know, maybe I'll pay attention to this
Yeah.
Cory Booker you speak
Yeah.
of.
Maybe we could wait. Maybe people could attack him for that, playing this game of just he's hurt people.
He's concussed people for sure.
I guarantee you, he's concussed a man or two. Guarantee it. Phew. Bitches. Speaking of sports, 3 Connecticut girls run high school track.
Are these quote unquote girls or are these girls?
Well, they're all girls.
When you talk about track
Red
in
shirt- yeah, red
Connecticut,
shirt
I
girls
need to.
are-
track and Connecticut. Do,
Yeah.
do we need
are
to
they
say
are
any
they
more?
really girls or
These are 3 girls who are filing a federal discrimination lawsuit
so
saying,
real girls?
saying the policy on trans athletes has cost them top finishes in races, possibly college
Oh,
scholarships.
the eating yourself. Hell yes.
Yeah.
This is great.
This is going to
is
be
great.
Get the popcorn,
interesting.
gentlemen.
This is going to be. Does this go to the Supreme Court at some point?
I don't know.
Does this make it? It's a federal suit. I bet it does, because there's real problems with even debating this case, in my opinion. It was filed on Monday by with the U.S. Education Department's Office for Civil Rights, submitted by the conservative Christian law firm Alliance Defending Freedom. The girls are asking for an investigation of the policy that orders that would make competitions fair. The complaint also cites federal Title IX rules aimed at equal rights, making it a level playing field for female
They're
athletes.
essentially asking for a ball check.
Sort of, yeah. Girls deserve to compete on a level playing field. Women fought long and hard to earn the equal athletic opportunities that Title IX provides. Allowing boys to compete in girls' sports reverses 50 years of advances of women under this law. That's code. That's a dog whistle. Did you see what those fucking lawyers did right there with that sentence? Allowing boys to compete as girls.
It's upsetting. They're asking for it.
They're like, yeah, I see what you did, you motherfucker. I knew you didn't think I was a woman. I knew it. We shouldn't force these young women to be spectators in their own sport. So the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference, I think there's 17 states that have this, says its policy follows a state anti-discrimination law requiring students to be treated in school according to their gender, with which they identify. It means athletes can compete according to their expressed gender identity as opposed to their sex assigned at birth. Why don't we stop assigning genders at birth?
That's
Wait till
that's
someone gets a little
happening, kinda.
older and then let them pick.
Dude.
They tell us. I know.
Okay, I was gonna say that.
I'm being facetious, but I know that's actually happening.
No, for real.
So the argument that gender identity amounts to an unfair advantage in sports is a recurring one in the complex debate around intersex and trans athletes as they break barriers in sports around the world from high school to pros. Is this really a complex debate?
Not for me.
Not to be rude, I'm not trying to be a dick, but honestly, is it really a complex debate?
It is if you're trying to square all this. If you're on the liberal side, the progressive side, trying to make all this work logically, it is a very complicated debate.
Yeah. Well, the complaint from Connecticut says trans girls have been consistently, and I mean on the regular, winning track events, and the policy violates federal protections for female athletes. The issue with
winning.
The issue is about fairness on the track. We all know the outcome of the race before it even starts. It's demoralizing. I fully support, happy for them and all that shit, whatever. But we need competition to be fair.
We talked about these girls when we first watched this video.
Yeah.
We looked at them and went, you know what? These poor women, these actual women who are coming in second, third, fourth, whatever it is, who would be first, second, third instead.
But then when the women where you can see their dick helmet in the shorts.
Yeah, those women.
Those ladies, when they competed with the men the year before, lost by a second or more.
Right.
To the last place guy.
Yeah. But they are champions due to their shamelessness.
Yeah. There's a picture of that lady in front right there.
Yeah.
Braiding another lady's hair in the back.
What's her cup size, would you say?
Jockstrap cup or
Oh, like breasts.
I don't know. I'm going to
Training
go
bra?
with, yeah. Well, she hasn't developed yet. The beards come in nicely for her, but
Those arms, for sure. Those legs, my goodness.
yeah, she's lifted some weights. She's hung too. No, here's the problem when I see when this starts going up the ladder, because eventually this, in my opinion, will get to a Supreme Court somewhere, because this is just going to keep opening and you're going to run chicks out of sport. And it's just going to be so fucking unfair. The problem is, by even debating this, if you come to some decision legally, you're saying, fine, you're a woman. Sort of. Not really. You can't really say, hey, I am a woman. I was born this way. I am a lady. And people go, yeah, no, sure. Yeah, sure. But you can't compete with other. Why not? If she's a woman, if you're declaring this woman with a 8-inch cock a woman, then she's a woman, right?
Female
You'll
dick.
have to have
right.
three. You'll have to have men's, women's, and then the transgender.
And so what?
league.
One kid gets to run against himself every year? I mean,
the
there's this,
transgender will be whatever that, however many people.
Why do we
decide-
put the transgender in that weird category?
yeah,
E?
Not a
they
weird
a woman or
Cheesy.
not?
Not a weird category. Men, women.
That would be a weird category. There's men and women. Some of those women have giant dicks, but whatever.
Apparently.
Don't you see that as a problem? If you're trying to walk down this line of like, oh yes, no,
Yes, I
100%,
see it as a
very
problem.
inclusive, very inclusive. Like, how do you argue that in court? Because the justices at some point are going to have to go, fuck.
That's why it won't go. If it doesn't go, that'll be why they won't want to fucking. Say
Well,
it.
there's going to be a law, a statute at issue here, and without having that in front of you and without seeing the arguments as to how it would be fit in, it's kind of hard to say. Like what the
What does
judges.
that mean?
Well, the judges are faced with interpreting a law, and if you're in federal court, you're pretty much saying, is this thing constitutional? Like under the plain language of this law, who should win? And then, one side might say, well, that law is unconstitutional because of X, Y, and Z reason. I don't know what the law
What they would
at
be.
issue would be.
Title IX.
But that's what goes up to the Supreme Court. Is the Supreme Court is issuing a holding
yeah.
on whether the thing's constitutional or not.
So would Title IX be what you're talking
Yeah,
about?
Title IX would probably be it, but
That lady's dickhead. Can she
don't know
not
how the
put on a
things-
proper pair of
And
panties?
maybe that's just the picture, but it doesn't it look like that?
Yeah,
I mean,
No, that's her dickhead, dude.
her.
That's the helmet of her dick. Yeah, duh. So Title IX, Jay, you're familiar with Title IX. I'm not going to press you for details and exact things, but Title IX in a nutshell.
Yeah, I'm actually not very familiar with Title.
Oh, I thought you were. What's the work
Title
one?
VII.
Title VII. Okay. Title IX is equal
Yeah, discrimination
rights
in education.
in education. So going that way, if you want to be a progressive enough nation and go, yes, these are girls, these are ladies, how does that square with trying to make things fair for the girls, not to be offensive, but actual at birth girls, if people can switch sides and you don't have to prove shit? You don't even have to go through anything. That's going to be a real fucking problem in the courts, and I'm shocked that it's gotten as far as it has. To be honest with you, in the drive for progressive
dude, I
and
swear to God,
wokeness.
when you started this podcast, which was about 6 years ago in August, there was just men and women. Dude,
I know.
Far we've come.
Dude, that's not a joke. Dude.
I know.
That's
I didn't even know what I mean. Not that I didn't know what a transgender was, but the thought. If you'd asked me, like, if 6 years ago when you started it, and you'd been like, "Oh, that's a guy, girl," I would just go, "Yes, that's a guy and a girl."
well.
Like-
even saying tranny 6 years ago, like that is a throwaway. Chicks with dicks, not even an insult. And
I wouldn't have even considered.
you wouldn't have thought of it that way. Yeah, look at that tranny over there. Whatever. Like now that is a fucking like hate crime.
Yeah, how
to say.
biology isn't ultimately pointed to as the answer to all this, I don't know.
That's kind of where I'm going with it too. Like how do you just like take science off the table and
Well, that's why there's such a tricky situation with the abortion. Because their argument for abortion and why it's okay if you're pro-abortion and pro-choice, I guess that is, they try to say, like, well, scientists say that really this isn't a blah, blah, blah. And it's like, they really are nitpicky when they decide when biology suits them, it's okay.
dude, yeah, the
But
science argument is played where it needs to be played for your particular woke argument today, and that it's dismissed as garbage afterwards. And if you read any of the, there's always like one, usually a transgender person who's got a PhD and they've written some dissertation about, truth about biology, blah blah blah. And it's like they point to that, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't read very well when you really look at that. The details of what you're saying your argument is doesn't really hold. It's kind of like watching the 9/11 deniers or something, and you see their argument, you're like, nah. I know you put it on video, doesn't make it real. That doesn't hold water. Fuck, dude.
Hey everybody, The Blind Biz is the place for blinds, shutters, and all types of shades. They service a wide area of Michigan, and listener Rich offers free consultations, shop-at-home appointments, and free installation. Rich started The Blind Biz in 2002 and handles all aspects of the business from the call to consultation to installation. TheBlindBiz.com is the website. Mention TDC, and Rich will honor 20% off of your blinds purchases over $399 with some exclusions.
Mary Beth Zelasco. I know that name.
Yeah, I know it too. I don't know.
I know that name. I went to my Facebook and I was like, Mary Beth, and it popped right up. And I was like, 23 mutual friends. I'm like,
Who is
oh
it?
yeah, I know that.
Mary Beth is the
Friends with fucking Tara Zott. Some other friends of mine that you wouldn't know. Suburban Detroit man who's in the middle of a divorce when he won more than $30 million
Oh shit!
in a divorce must split the money with his wife, Mary Beth Zelasco. And I was like,
Good for Mary Beth.
what? Dude.
I wouldn't divorce her then. I would pull back on that
Make her
divorce.
earn it.
Yeah. Make her ask for the divorce. Or I guess, but even if she does, she'll get the money anyway, right?
This is fucking weird though, dude. I don't know how I feel about this, to be honest
So they were
with you.
separated, huh? When he won it, but they weren't officially divorced.
Michigan Appeals Court says a marriage isn't over until it's over. They were in the middle of a 4-year divorce, had not lived together for 2 years. He buys a lottery ticket, hits it for $30 million. Technically, the ink isn't dry on all the paperwork yet. Give her half.
Man.
That is.
Oh,
Hey, you guys want bright lines? You just talked about
know.
biology answering the question. What's supposed to answer
I
the
don't
question
like
right here?
that
Yeah, you're
bright
right.
line.
Yeah.
You're
I don't
right.
like that bright line.
good
Look,
point.
you separated 2 years ago. We're finalizing shit. I'm doing my own thing over here. You're allowed to bang chicks, right? Aren't you when you're separated? A lot of bang chicks.
I don't think so, honestly.
I don't know. It depends on what you have worked out, I guess, amongst yourselves.
But we see that all the time. People start dating when they're 2
Sure,
years separated.
people do it, but is it still infidelity? Technically, yes. Until the divorce, I would assume. I don't know. Never been divorced. Never been through the process, but
Yeah.
I can totally see why the consummation of a divorce is the bright line here, and why it's the answer.
I understand that. I really do, and I get it. If it's like we filed
You want
for
fairness.
divorce,
You
no,
want activist judges.
I want fair. No, I don't want activist judges. I think when you're in the middle of a 4-year fucking divorce,
Taking so
you guys
long.
haven't lived together for 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
You've got an arbitrator. Is that what they're called? That's like he's allowed to make decisions in our best interest for both of us. Clearly, this is not a fun divorce.
Yeah, you're
This is
working toward the
messy.
end.
You're working towards the end. Why are you buying a lot of tickets,
I know.
son? Like, wait a couple months. Because, dude, that's going to be the worst $15 million he fucking ever won. You know what I mean?
How bitter you'd be.
He'd
God.
still, so let's assume they take 50% off the top. So we take that 30, it's down to 15. So of that 15, she's going to get 7.5.
Maybe this is great
Actually,
news.
you know what, dude? I was just
Maybe
thinking
Mary
about it,
Beth
dude.
was the one who was the good person in this. Maybe Rich is a cocksucker.
Well, I wasn't going to
Yeah.
think it that way. I was
you know?
What if we know Mary Beth, though? Or Rich? Because we might. Because that name, I
I know,
reckon.
you mentioned that.
Yeah.
See, I don't know, man.
wanna
You
be
still
nice
get
to them.
7 million, dude. And honestly,
Yeah.
if it's been taking 4 years for this divorce, maybe this is able to just be like, now it's done, man. You know, maybe they're fighting over literally a house or literally like, you know, the car or something, and now
After
they're able
4
to.
years, they're down to clothes.
Well, okay, well, whatever. It's my point is like, you know, he still gets 7.5 million, and then maybe they're able
Hell
to just
yeah.
be like, now it's fucking over. She's really out of my life. We both have money, so I'm not gonna have to like hear from her, try to get.
How much of this limped on because of the ruling at issue here? Like,
I don't know.
because he bought the ticket in 2013. Their divorce wasn't final until 18.
18, yeah.
Oh my god, these people need to get out of each other's lives. Just take.
Okay,
So
maybe,
this could have
maybe
gone
that-
on for years through the appellate process because they're waiting to hear what the appeals court is going
Was
to
he
say.
able to peel a little off the top and have a little fun for the last 5 years, or has it just been sitting in limbo?
in escrow.
Yeah. Okay, that actually sounds better to me. If they got separated in 2013 and he won it in 2018, they'd be like, "Come on, man." I get your bright line, but okay, if he won it in 2013, so the arbitrator John Mills said the ticket was marital property. The couple had agreed to have Mills make certain decisions during the divorce case, and the appeals court found last week found no errors. So it's just an interesting
That is
No, it's
interesting.
interesting as
case.
hell.
You know what I mean? Like we've long established, like money earned while the couple is together is theirs. You know, she might be a stay-at-home mom, and he might be a big shot, fucking whatever.
Honestly, if you had to guess the outcome of that case, though, just given the facts, say how is the court going to rule? How is this going to come out? You'd say this, right? Well, the divorce isn't final.
Okay, maybe.
Wouldn't you
If-
guess that? It's common sense,
I
no?
would if he won the lotto. I don't know that I would if she won the lotto.
I don't know why that would matter.
I think because don't you think that, I mean, men kind of get fucked in divorces. If she was out of the house for 2 years, bought a lotto ticket and won 30 million, you think maybe they would.
Yeah, I know what
would
you're
just,
saying.
You know what I mean? Like I would think that it'd be like, well, no, the argument would be like, well, how dare you abuse this woman by trying to take her money? You guys weren't even together, and there'd be a big fucking argument about what
Yeah,
a dick
I kinda
he is
see
for
that a
being a
little bit.
man. Plus, he's white. Fuck
Oh,
that
man.
guy. You know, there'd be pickets. You know, and
I
it'd be
think
the whole man
I don't think
hating
anything
club.
would change, but I do know what you're saying. I do think that people there'd be
Postured differently,
Yeah.
sort of like people look at it
women
differently.
power. They'd get some group on that women power would get in there and be like, yo, you know,
Yeah.
she won this on her own. And
That's why ADAM exists, gentlemen, the American Divorce Association for Men.
Yeah,
Well, that's why
to
they're
look
out
out.
there. Yeah.
Well, who
Dude,
was
if
the
I got
other one?
divorced, that's where I'd go.
Who's the other one? Adam and
Oh man,
there's another like He-Man fucking.
is that the one that does like the Napoleon Bonaparte
yes,
commercials
yes,
and
yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Why am I blanking?
Beheaded my 7th wife.
Oh, dude, I haven't heard that. Those are-
Maybe come to my chambers. We can bury the hatchet.
yes.
Is that not Adam?
Maybe.
No, I don't think it
I feel
is.
like there's
dude.
two of them.
There was. It's like it's the Larry Korn versus Bernstein
Yeah.
thing all over again, but in the
Beta versus VHS.
exactly. Who the fuck was that dude?
I don't know.
It was the rival to Adam, the American Divorce Association for Men. Oh, that's funny.
Maybe we could bury the hatchet.
Oh, darling.
Cordell and Cordell, right? Or no?
No,
Oh, Cordell and Cordell's up there though now. He's got like the southern accent.
Yeah.
You call Cordell and Cordell.
where
Because he's
where are
doing, you're right.
those at?
No, he's definitely doing things with divorce. Because he has these commercials where he's like, you know, as soon
Man,
as
what does it mean if you move out of the house
Right,
first?
right.
Why are these important questions?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cordell and Cordell.
Who's Adam and
I don't know.
oh, I know it. Fuck.
Is it Fred? Father's rights and
Yes,
divorce?
yes,
Yeah.
Fred. Oh my God, what happened to Fred? Where the fuck is Fred?
What happened to the Betamax?
I know, but Fred's a guy. Where's Larry Korn and where the fuck is Fred?
Cordell and Cordell took over.
I want to
Yeah.
see them on a milk carton, man. This is bullshit. Fred was kicking ass. There's more divorces now than ever. Fred should be in demand.
Nappy darling.
Bury the hatchet. Mm.
God.
Those commercials were
Nothing
clever
to
enough.
lose your head over.
It's
I
nothing
think
to
that's
lose
Adam,
your
by
head
the
over.
way. I think those commercials
Yeah,
already
probably.
because I think they're like, oh, he got Adam or something.
You know what?
and they'd be
I
like,
always loved the Adam sponsor because Adam did a lot of sponsorships on the Drew and Mike show, and the sponsors would always, you know, and you've seen this, Jay, where it's like you got 15 seconds a copy, it fits on a 3x5 or 5x7 card,
Yeah.
and they fucking eke that goddamn thing into 3 minutes long if you don't cut them back. Adam. We used the same card. It was yellowed around the edges because we used it for a decade.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, call Adam, 1-800-CALL-ADAM, the American Divorce Association for Men.
Yeah.
That's it.
they knew.
That's
Everyone knew what the deal was.
Their read was 4 seconds long, and it never fucking changed. The copy never, ever changed.
Didn't need to.
No,
Defending men's rights since 1988.
they didn't even put that in there. It was just like, Adam, the American Divorce Association for Men, call them today at 1-800-whatever.
Try 248-327-0050.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
Does that ring a bell?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's all coming flooding back.
Yep, that number
funny.
hasn't changed. That's hilarious. Oh man, does it say their commercials? Were they the ones to nothing to lose your head
You know,
over?
I'm binging around,
That's
but
okay.
you know, I figured maybe our producer could get on that.
I love this story. We've got Kevin Spacey. He gets a little grabby, a little handsy,
Yeah, he does.
time to time with men or
Dudes,
boys.
young boys. Well, not too young, right? Guy was allegedly like 16.
14, I think, 14.
Okay.
And I think he picked him up and caressed, and then like laid him down on a bed, and then tickled his ear or something. Maybe blew him. I don't know. Yeah. So remember, he was at a bar in Nantucket. Seems like a joke, doesn't it? But yeah, there's this kid he was 18, worked there.
He supposedly taped it, right? He videotaped this interaction with
He wanted
Mr.
a
Spacey.
picture with Spacey.
Okay.
Okay. And he's like,
No, this is what he was doing. He was texting with his girlfriend. Like, holy shit, man! Kevin Spacey is
Yes.
hitting on me.
yeah. Wouldn't you know it?
He can't find the
Can't
text.
find his goddamn cell phone. The judge's order. We just learned about this yesterday, Jay. You just explained this. The whole discovery process,
Yeah.
right? And apparently, the central part of this case is that cell phone. And his mom, his dad, and he have looked everywhere
How are we
possible.
2 years down the line and we're just finding out they can't find the cell phone?
Can't find the phone. Did you check the lake? I would check the lake.
Why would he whip out his? Why would he get rid of the cell phone? It's his whole case.
Because it sounds like his mother, who was who was a Boston TV anchor at some point you've never heard of. I guess she went through the phone. Heather Unruh is her name. She's like, he got my 18-year-old son drunk at the bar and then took advantage of him. She went through his phone before turning it over to investigators and deleted a bunch of frat boy pictures, text conversations with the girlfriend. Investigators look at the phone in 2017, give it back to her, and then, wouldn't you know it? There's accusations that you deleted a bunch of shit that are would follow this timeline. We know that, so we give
now
the
it's
phone
gone.
back,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, honey, did you check in the couch cushions? Has anyone
Call it.
seen-
Someone call it.
Someone call. It's probably on vibrate.
Isn't that the first thing you do?
Yeah, call
it. Find iPhone.
I would find a dive team is what I would do because that motherfucker was skipping rocks in the lake. That's where that thing
You
is.
think they counted the number of skips? You would, right?
Shit.
You'd have to.
With an iPhone,
Yeah.
yes, you would. So he says, and here's where, okay. So he comes over and wants a picture with Kevin Spacey. Kevin gets a little flirty.
That's a pitcher, a pitcher.
Yeah, he's taking this picture. He gets a little flirty, as Kevin's known to do.
He's a lispy sprite.
Very lispy sprite. And so he says he bought him a few drinks. You know, Kevin, you slide. I know what you're doing.
Plying him with
Yeah.
alcohol.
Kid's getting a little hand. He works here, by the way, 18 years old. He says, I didn't stop Kevin because I was worried I'd get in trouble for drinking. Like, play that scenario out for a second. What is Spacey going to do? Call his mom? I was trying to jack your son off the bar. He wouldn't let me. He was drinking, by the way. Tattle on him? How does Kevin ruin this kid's life for you are drinking at the bar? So why?
Well, isn't he saying like he didn't, maybe he's at the bar, he doesn't want his employer to know he was drinking?
At the place he works, they would all know him. He works there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, that's weird. He says, bought him several drinks, tried to persuade him to come home with him before unzipping the man's trousers. See, right there.
Trousers.
You said.
Trousers are really part of this case.
Yeah.
Trousers.
Yeah, that does kind of take it down.
Trousers, see?
I think any one of us, even E, sitting in, if it was like, oh, Kevin Spacey's, oh, son, have a seat, sits down. He gets a little touchy-feely. Whatever, I'm fine. We're letting that go. But when he starts to unzip my trousers,
Yeah.
I'm a single boy.
You're probably right. I probably, I don't know if you're right. I don't know what he would be, what touchy feeling that you're allowing to happen, Mike, that you said that you would even. But are you saying like he puts his hand on your hand or something?
Isn't
or
the move,
leg?
okay.
yeah,
On your
Isn't that the
leg?
first?
if he goes, oh, you're so hilarious, and slaps your knee, it's like,
Okay,
all right,
yeah,
Kev,
whatever.
we'll let that go. But
Right.
if he starts caressing up my thigh, the inner thigh,
Yeah.
it's like, yo, get out of here, you. I
Yeah.
fucking love your movies, man, but stop. He unzips his pants
His
and
trousers.
trousers and jacks his cock for 3 minutes at the bar. That sounds like the young boy wanted to get jacked off at the rail by Kevin Spacey, right?
Right.
Sounds like some part of him did, yeah.
He says, groped his panus for around 3 minutes. The accuser tried to move Spacey's hand. And I've never held Kevin Spacey's hand. I don't know how strong his hands are. His grip might be very intimidating. But the groping continued. He didn't know what to do because he didn't want to get in trouble for drinking. He fled when Spacey went to the toilet. Spacey's lawyers have said patently false. And now this has gone. They argue the two engaged in nothing more than consensual flirtation. So yeah, this phone. So the judge has given them until July 8th to find the phone. So they are scouring the property.
That's
They've
curious.
searched every nook and cranny of that house, and they just
Call
can't.
it again. I don't know.
I know. I mean, I hope it's got a long battery life. Can it keep it started? If not in use for 3 years, can it? I don't know. But I think, like, even if Kevin Spacey was buying me drinks at the rail, once he starts unzip, it's like, dude, no, wait. Like, if you wanted him not to unzip your pants, I think you could not have him unzip your
Right.
pants. And even if he's successful in that and gets my dick in his hand, I think in way less than 3 minutes, I could get his hand off my dick.
How old's this kid again? 15?
18.
18, yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
at
was gonna say, if
18
he's like 14, 15, maybe he's intimidated, but 18, come on, man.
Yeah, you could get your dick out of Kevin.
Yes.
I would venture to say, Jay, at 18 years old, and I knew you when you were 18, you could get your dick out of any man's hands you wanted in 3 minutes. Way less than 3 minutes.
I would hope so, yeah.
And I'm a pussy, and I don't want to fucking have an altercation. I'd rather just hurry up. But if I wanted, dude, I could make 15 seconds. I could have my dick out of his hand.
Yeah.
Might sting, but I could have it out of there. E?
Might pull a little
I think
bit.
you're right, for sure.
Hey, the NBA and NHL drafts are at hand, gentlemen, this weekend.
Yeah.
So stop on by the Hamlin Pub to watch your favorite team on one of their numerous TVs. Enjoy the sports specials like the $7 medium hand-tossed pizzas, boneless wings, or the Nacho Supreme. Of course, these specials are good at all 6, almost said 5, all 6 Hamlin Pub's locations.
Sure.
Those being Clarkston, Chesterfield, Rochester, 2 in Shelby Township, and now Richmond.
Oh, I was gonna do one more story, but E, it's your
it's this day in history with Easis.
Don't do it yet. You want to take a quick break?
Yes,
E? You got to
I
print
do.
something out.
Yeah. Just give me
Okay.
a second.
I got another story here. I got a real problem with Jay, and I want to run it by you, but there's a couple issues in it that you're going to take issue with. I just know it. It involves your theory on stop, dropping, and rolling. It also
Roll!
involves something that we've been aware of and has been top of mind for us. You want me to just talk about it really quick?
Sure.
Teenagers. You see the kid that got burned, like
Yes.
fucked up in New York?
Yeah. in what, a school experiment? Right?
Yeah. School, like the chemistry teacher sounds like a real boob. And she like was like, yeah, we put some magic potion in and this, and the thing explodes. He's on fire.
His face is fucked.
Yeah. 2014. It's at a Beacon High School in New York, an elite New York high school. And
Now I got you.
he felt the fire eat away at my skin and eat away at my flesh. Same thing? Is that a
Skin and flesh.
that's redundant, right?
I think of skin as just the top layer. I think flesh like the meat underneath. You know?
Okay, so you're willing to let that
Flesh.
slide?
Sure. Let it go.
All right. I wasn't going to, but fine. That's fine. I remember feeling this intense burning sensation. It kept going and going. I quickly realized I was, in fact, on fire. I yelled out, hot, hot. And I dropped to the floor, and I started to stop, drop, and roll because that is what you're supposed to do. How many times do we have to go through
Roll,
this?
man!
Roll.
But it sounds like he did that. That was his first inclination.
I started to stop, drop, and roll because that's what you're supposed to do.
Did you say I dropped to the floor?
He did, but then he follows it up. He contradicts his own statement.
I know.
I dropped to the floor
I'm not sure who to believe now.
and I started to stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
Well, which was it?
Started to stop.
I was flapping around on the ground. Nothing was helping me. I was still on fire.
Did you roll, sir?
It sounds like he was too busy with the stopping and dropping part to actually get to the point that matters, which is roll.
In his words, he was flopping.
Yeah.
Wasn't rolling.
I remember feeling the fire eat away at my skin
God,
and eat away at my flesh again.
I'm okay with that.
Fuck. It was charring me the way a piece of meat chars in a frying pan. Very descriptive. This kid's a good creative writer, I bet. I heard my own body on fire, a sizzling sound by my ear.
God.
Isn't that descriptive?
Yeah, that's gross.
I
Did
held
he
my
smell it?
oh
Smell
yeah,
his own flesh?
stinks. By the way, burning skin. His burning hair is the worst.
Yeah, that's nasty.
I held my breath for as long as I could, but nothing was working. I was hopelessly burning alive, and I couldn't put myself out. The pain was so unbearable. 27 million. That's what his civil trial is asking
wow,
for.
okay.
The suit. I think that's fair. The teacher was demonstrating a chemical reaction to the class, accused of pouring flammable liquid from a fume-filled container onto a lit crucible. Alonzo said he hears the teacher going, "I'm sorry, I'm so stupid." She poured the methanol into a container, and then without any warning, there was a big whoosh sound. Giant fireball erupts. Can you imagine that in a high school classroom? Holy shit.
Buddy's face is on fire. Man.
Well, he suffered third-degree burns to 30% of his body, including his head, face, neck, torso, and hands. Those are all the worst places to get the burns.
Head, neck. Damn, man, you burned me in the neck. Torso, hands. What about the panus? How's his panus?
Head, face, neck, torso, hands. Head, face, neck. Is that
Panus is intact? This is a big fact, Mike. We need to know.
Yes,
Okay.
I believe it is.
Panus is intact.
It's recoverable, though. Panus is very, very, strong. E can attest to that. Is this overboard to say head, neck, face? 'Cause I feel like head covers all of it. You know what I
really
mean?
taking issue with flesh and skin,
Well-
head and face.
Head, face, neck. It's like if I'll give you.
What if he
face
just
and
says
neck.
face? What if he just says,
Yes.
well, what about his head?
Isn't head part of face? Like head is all inclusive.
Look, man.
No, he
Head
wouldn't.
is-
You would make a distinction there.
You would?
Yes,
Neck. Fine, I'll
yes.
give you neck.
See, this is
not
another
head and
one.
face.
This is another one where if he said just my face, and then you would say like,
Well, at least it
did
wasn't his head.
Right. Well, did his hair get hurt? Well, did his
At least he's got his dick in his head. You know? Could be worse.
Fine, fair enough. I'll give you guys that. I probably will. His mom, Yvonne, told jurors how she was forced to warn the daughter that her brother's appearance had changed. Oh, imagine that comment. I bet you never thought about that, having the conversation with the other kids going, your brother is hideous, ugly face
Yeah.
now.
When we unwrap that gauze off his head, yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
look nasty. It's gonna be bad. Everybody,
can't wait to
buckle
see
up.
my brother,
No,
finally.
buckle up. It's gonna be
After-
gross.
After all these months of that
No, you're
gauze.
not gonna want to see this.
Come here, big brother, give me a hug.
Ah! Oh!
Yvonne told Alonzo's younger sister, Alana, that her brother did not look the same anymore. He will probably look very scary to you. He will probably look like a monster.
You know, I saw before and after pictures. It's not. I've seen worse, right? I've seen worse burn victims.
Yeah, fair enough. For the mom to be like, he's going to look like a monster, like Frankenstein. And I was like,
That's
you mean
kind of cold.
Well, doesn't she mean, not to nitpick, but You mean Dr. Frankenstein's monster? He's gonna look like? Because
Oh, right.
looking like Frankenstein is not the
An
problem.
awful thing. Oh, he's gonna look like a doctor. Okay. Middle-aged doctor.
Yeah, I
People
mean,
do get that confused. For
so
sure.
yeah, he's been patched up a lot. He has staples in him, so he's gonna look very different. I just want you to know it just might be a little scary.
Jesus, do we have a before and after? Because I'm a visual learner.
And I take it back. If he actually looks like Dr. Frankenstein,
He could use a little off the chin. To
Was
be
that-
honest, there's his normal picture before.
is that post fire?
No, this is before,
okay.
and he could use a little off the chin. Little bit off the chin, huh?
That's not.
Maybe he's holding his chin on. I'm not sure. Look at how
That's
he's.
not that
It's,
bad.
Seriously,
It's
seen
not
way
that
worse,
bad.
way worse facial burns.
Yeah.
They do have more here.
His nose and eyes are intact.
Well, that's
Dude,
rough.
that's rough, man.
That's rough. He's got a Halloween costume every year. Freddy Krueger.
Red and green sweater.
So he talks about the face looking back at me. It wasn't my face first time he looked in the mirror. I just want to let you know, it just might be, let's see, the face was looking back at me. It wasn't my face. It was like from a horror movie. My arms were in this giant brace. I was in this fixed position, looked deformed. This wasn't my skin. I looked like Frankenstein.
His monster.
Exactly. Then mom added, I remember seeing this huge body. It didn't look human. It just looked like an alien form moving and
God,
flailing
this
around.
mom is really.
She's, dude, right? Looks like an alien. You're going to be horrified.
Don't you have to take the tag like, honey, we love you. You are who you are, despite this accident.
Yeah.
You don't. Oh my God, he's fucking gross now.
He is hideous.
My son is fucking gross. I barely want to be near him.
The mom says, when it came to Alonzo looking in the mirror, I tried to prolong that as long as I could because I don't want him to see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, boy.
The face, the way he looked, I didn't think he could handle it. He was 16. He was a kid. He had just come from a point where he was trying to work on his physique. Now he's 20 steps behind from where he was starting up from.
Can we all agree though he could have used some off the chin?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. That was.
It's not the worst thing that could have happened.
What's the big guy in the Avengers? It's got that
big guy in the Avengers.
Big chin. X-Men or something.
Don't know.
It's not Jay Leno big, but it
was substantial.
Yeah. Can we see it again, really quick? Boy, that would suck, dude. You go to school. Can
so
you imagine as a parent getting that phone call?
So there was a bit of an accident in chemistry class. Yeah, see, the chin has been whittled down pretty well.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of area to work with for the fire.
See, look at that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Took it down a notch.
Yeah. Is that what kind of vehicle is that they got in the background? That looked nice.
Whoa, is that a Raptor?
It looks like it might be, man. Yeah, I could see you and Gab touring the country in that. I swear to God, I could.
I so want to.
You guys would look great in that thing.
Dude, Ogden, who I'm about to do a read for, Mr. Bill Ogden, El Presidente, is out in Ireland right now getting ready to do a triathlon. And he sends me this picture. He's following, on the wrong side of the road, by the way, he's following a camper. And he's like, they don't have sweet-ass names for campers out here. This thing read, The Jolly Jumper.
Stop
it's absurd.
Stop it.
So if that's the alternative, I'd rather have the Raptor.
Of course
the Wolf
you would.
Pack.
Dude, you know how much shit we would give you
The
if you pulled up in
Exterminator and
the
a Jolly Jumper? Yeah.
No, thank you. Let's do your read. We got to take a break, and then he's going to take us
Absolutely.
out with history.
Hey, if you suffered a traumatic accident or injury like that dude in chemistry class, don't call the billboard or TV attorneys. Your first call should be the Ogden Legal Triage. Ogden Legal Triage will find you the right personal injury attorney for your case at no cost. They will negotiate the best price and save you time, money, and hassle. Who better to help you find a lawyer, Isis, but a lawyer? Ogden Legal Triage. For more information, go to firstcalldetroit.com.
All right, we'll come back. And Isis, are you going to wow us today? You got a good one?
I don't know. Maybe.
June 20th, baby.
There you go.
Sure is.
All right, we'll be back in a minute.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
Alrighty. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Mike and Jay. Of course, Big E is here. And as we wrap up another week,
It's time for This Week in History with Big E,
you're
right?
damn right it is. I feel like getting my learn on. And if I'm not mistaken, you're a visual learner?
I am a
Jay?
visual learner. Isis, I hope you have some visual aids for me.
I have a few.
You have a few? You ready? You ready for
I
this?
didn't give him those visual aids.
Sure.
And when he had those visual aids,
I don't have too many because it's kind of going back a ways, as I like to do.
Jesus. We're going back to the black and white era.
Oh, we're beyond. We're before film. 1819.
boy.
This date in 1819. A ship became the first steamship to cross an ocean. Which
Jay, what do you
happened
got
to be,
going this weekend? Are you doing anything exciting like soccer?
Give me a picture of the ship,
Here's
Isis.
We all know what it looks like with that giant wheel.
Wow, look at that, huh?
Fucking dumb giant wheel.
Now the only thing is, I will say there's some controversy with whether this is really technically the first steamship to cross the ocean.
Well, what are we talking about then?
Well,
Isis, we need
It's
definitely we
listed-
need a bright line.
I'm just,
Is this the day or
this
not?
This
Yeah,
is.
when was this, in
Well,
August?
dude, all these things in the past, dude. All these things in the old-timey days. There's a lot of
Did
things.
somebody
that
write it
people-
down?
This was the first.
Okay.
Some people don't give credit to the first, though, because they say that this
Wasn't the first.
It was so new.
And it wasn't on this date.
Steam show. Well, actually, today is the day it landed in Liverpool. It left on May 26th.
Ah, the Liverpoolians.
It left
Reading
on
them.
5 a.m. on May 24th.
I don't-
1819. But
I've got a discrepancy as well. I
Wait,
don't
what
like
day did it? Wait, what day are you saying it left?
it left on the 24th of May.
Wow. Okay.
May 20. Slow down, guys.
But it got to
Seriously.
Liverpool, England, about 29 days later.
And had they not had this great new technology, how long would it have
well,
taken? Would they
here's
say
the problem.
hour or so?
Here's the problem. So, being the first, when you're the first of things, there's a lot of trick stuff, and so
Did they plan for scurvy?
They didn't
Did they
really
have enough
have-
vitamin C?
They didn't make. They took a ship that was already a sailing ship and just converted it into a steamship.
That's what I take issue with. When I think of the steamship, I think of the giant wheel on the back.
Yeah.
What
I
is this
know.
training wheel on the side of this fucking ship?
Well, what happened was the technology wasn't as great at the time, so they didn't even have enough they didn't really have enough ability to hold the coal. So actually, it only used the steam-powered wheels for about 90 hours.
This is bullshit.
yeah, this is
Total bullshit.
How
What
they
are we
getting away with
celebrating
this?
today, gentlemen? What are we even
Yeah.
celebrating?
This is hardly. I don't want to toast shit.
It's celebrated as the first steamship, though, technically to cross the ocean.
90 hours.
I know.
Dude, this is a drawing too.
Thing was out there for a month.
which they say is about 16% of the time.
This is a drawing, not a picture, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Because-
not a picture.
Look at how much they're playing up the steam aspect.
Oh,
too.
I know.
I mean, they are really heavily.
Yeah.
They wanted this distinction.
Thick black smoke.
Yeah.
And
Look
so
at that plume.
The other thing about this first thing is there was no passengers in the end because
What?
people didn't trust. People were so ill-trusting that even though they said, "Hey, man, this is a hybrid and we're only going to use the steam engine," they actually only used the steam engine when the sails couldn't keep them going at 4 knots. So then they would turn on the steam engine for a little bit.
This is not worth celebrating. And there's no one there. How do you know he didn't just go out, do a U-turn in the harbor, pick up his cell phone, call people back at shore, and go,
I
"Yep,
mean, he
made
went
it."
to Liverpool.
Great
He
point.
went from
Made
there,
it
and there
safe.
were workers on the ship. But
Ah,
but-
yes, I'm in Liverpool.
There were workers on the ship. If you want, I couldn't find the exact route, I suppose. But if you want any context,
There's the Atlantic Ocean.
Yep, there it is.
there's Liverpool up where that red.
Wait, where's
thing is.
Nova Scotia compared to where I'm
I mean,
looking?
I guess I could.
You didn't see it? It's
I actually don't know where Nova.
blow out one more time, E. I'm sorry, go in.
Blow in.
See,
yeah.
see it? At the top of the
Oh,
screen
there it is, right next to Prince Edward Island.
yeah.
Yeah, dead giveaway. New Brunswick, not far away either.
So I mean, they left, here ish, and then
South
went-
Carolina-ish.
Well, no, Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, where
Well, you circled SC.
it was the SS Savannah. So they left at Savannah, Georgia, and it went up to this red thing.
Why wouldn't they just drive up to Maine and then just shoot over? Would have saved them a ton of time.
Seriously, there are quicker routes.
Way
you know?
quicker.
Hit Portugal.
Yeah.
Well, the people that
we're
owned it-
swinging by Venezuela before we head
I
north.
guess it had to do with the people that owned it or whatever. The ship was made in New York, originally just a sailing ship, and then the people that bought it decided to turn it into a
Retrofit it.
hybrid. Hybrid it, thinking that this was going to be the thing of the future. Like they thought that and it was
Oh,
at some
yeah,
point.
it kind of
but-
was.
But but no one
Steam
trusted
power
it.
was a big deal there for a while.
No one freaking trusted it, so they put out these.
So they
big
thought
ads.
the boiler was just going to blow and the thing.
Yeah,
would,
people thought that was going to happen. So
Oh.
they put out these ads, and to the point where they make a mention to say that it was supposed to leave like that on the 24th. It was supposed to leave a few days earlier, but one of the workers on the ship got really drunk as shit. And showed up to the ship right the day before or something, and then he got on, fell, and drowned. So it took a few more days and they just because they show
the police tape and all.
They say that even because of the funeral and the fact that this dude, drowned, still no one wanted to go on the ship.
Well, who captained this vessel?
The captain, I forget.
Oh, Jesus.
Captain Morris Rogers.
Okay, Rogers was good. Rogers was real good.
Well, and I will say when they took it to Liverpool, like people thought it was incredible. Still, like even though they only used 16% of the whole trip, they still counted it. I think because people just thought flat out the boiler couldn't even, just going over the seas, they couldn't even get it to survive. Like. Things
So it was good enough
exploding.
that it just survived across. Like
I
we had a
guess.
boiler on a boat,
It wasn't 30 years
and we
late.
lit it. We lit the son of a bitch.
It was
We're
literally
stuck
like,
taking their word for it. That's all there is to it.
It was like 30 years later before an American steamship crossed the ocean again. Actually, but
Gotcha. Without sails.
without, I think and there was. That's why I said some people say like these different things. Well, these certain places were the first ones, but even the first 3 that are listed as the other 2 that are listed that aren't this. None of them went full across the ocean using steam the whole time.
Gotcha.
I mean, so it's a tricky situation. I mean, I think it was just enough. I think we're in such an era that we don't think that, but I think it was just enough that there was a steam engine on a ship.
Yeah.
It was used in the ocean and it got there.
How much this thing cost, Jesus?
Well, I do have something here. What did I have?
Well, how about the price?
Something like that. Well, so they made the ship, and then when the captain Morris Rogers and his other partner bought it, they added, they converted it, as I said, as a hybrid to add 75 horsepower. They paid $66,000 to convert it.
Present value, please.
1.3 million.
He's learned. He's learned.
I know. There's some things I've learned sometimes.
Well,
But
don't-
anyway.
Can I just? I've been rather
Interject.
quiet.
Seeing what's happening on today.
Yeah.
I like what I like, though.
been doing your own little
Totally.
research. Your
Jaws
this day
was
in history.
released this day in
What?
1975.
Jaws.
Eh.
Yeah.
The movie that scarred me and millions of others.
Steven Spielberg. Hello. Roy
Yeah.
Schneider.
course.
You do your own This Day in History, then.
The Beatles and Disco equals #1 pop hit for Stars on 45.
Yeah.
Speaking of Liverpudlians,
Instead of John Paul, George, and Ringo dominating, because they'd been off the charts for 11 years at this point, the world had to settle for Bas, Hans, Jaap, and Oak, the Dutch studio musicians behind this phenomenal song.
What?
Yeah. That was in 1981. Yeah,
anything
it's not-
else of note? Not the greatest day in history. So you'd
Well-
put Isis's steamship,
You've been
pseudo
looking for a while,
steamship,
my
as
man,
third on
so-
the list.
There
No,
was,
it's not even mentioned in here for the record. God, this.
there was
fucking
one thing
pop-
I almost did actually, and I cou- and
West
I-
Virginia admitted to the Union.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
We all love
This day
West
in
Virginia.
1863, ISIS. 1963, the United States and Soviet Union agreed to establish a nuclear hotline.
Well, the red phone.
The red phone,
Is that what that is? I
ISIS.
didn't even know what that was when you said that.
Bugsy Siegel, crime boss, was shot and killed this
Wow,
day.
remarkable.
1947, ISIS. Benjamin Bugsy Siegel, the man who brought organized crime to the West Coast, is
Racketeering.
shot and killed at his mistress's Virginia Hills home in Beverly Hills, California.
My word.
There
He'd
ended up
been
being a
talking to
stab.
his associate Alan Smiley when
here's a
3
stamp.
bullets were fired through the window.
Hey, what
But
about this?
he has a stamp.
It's a fake one too. That's not even a picture. Dude, this guy's talking to his mistress, and he gets 3 bullets through the window. Takes Bugsy out.
It's
I
exciting.
don't find mafia stuff that intriguing to me.
A lot going on. A lot going on.
I know, but I
this
like
day.
what I
Well,
like.
anything else on your last one, Isis? I found it somewhat informative. The fact that it's a hybrid is kind of interesting.
It was I think if you look at people, it just shows you it's crazy to think now. But when I read about it, how people did think it was cool, but how nobody, like not one person, was willing to like take the risk. It was set up. When they really did it, it was set up to hold like 30, 40 people. It had bunkers and little, or not bunkers, but
Bunks.
bunks and stuff,
Sure.
and just even the
29 days on the high seas.
just nobody was willing to take a risk on it. So it's kind of crazy to think, I guess.
Well done, Isis.
Well done. It's very, very informative. How we doing for email, Jay?
We do have some email, Mike. Let me see here. Pull it up. All right, the Chinese song. We had that sweet Taiwanese song, I believe, to be
Eating away at me
accurate.
yesterday.
That melody, yeah, it
Yeah, it
wormed
was
its way in our
dynamite.
brains. Mike says, Mike, the melody you were humming was The Freshman. Is it possible?
Fuck yes.
Really?
When I knew everything, Gia Puncarelli ever took advice. Do you have that song?
By Very Pipe?
But-
The verb
yeah,
pipe?
the very pipe. Yeah.
Verb pipe?
Your Bingmanship.
You have to have this other song though. E, do you have the other
No,
song?
All right, you grab that while I do a couple other emails, okay? The canon issue has resonated with some listeners.
Resonated with a few people over here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go first.
No, I was talking to Ed, and Ed heard our discussion where we were getting full credit as a 4-person team, even though he would build the cannon. He took issue with the size of the cannon, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, Cody writes in, and he reminds me, I forgot all about this, but he built a cannon years ago and sent us the picture because he put a Detroit Cast sticker on it. There's a goddamn, I guess this was like,
Tricast cannon exists?
yes, this exists.
I'll be damned.
And that's sweet.
Hell yes, it is. Does it fire? Does our cannon work?
Oh, it fires, and you're invited to the next firing if you so wish. Podcast Heroes, just to let you know that the Detroit Cast cannon was built in a garage by my father-in-law and his 3 friends. They may have put a little more thought into it than the ones in your story. I have put hundreds of rounds through it and have not been hurt more than a small cut or a pinched finger. If history buff Big E would like to be on our artillery crew sometime, we'd be happy to have him or anyone at the Detroit Cast.
Yep.
We could always use a powder monkey, the person that brings the gunpowder from the chest to the gun. Next time we're going to shoot is July 28th, just south of Port Huron. There will be live firing of many artillery pieces from the Civil War era at breakable targets. If anyone is interested, just let me know. I'll send more details.
Wow, why July 28th?
Oh, man.
So there's a bunch of cannon makers?
Is that when the
or-
Port Huron to Mackinac race goes off? They're
Probably.
trying to sink some
Yeah.
ships?
Yeah. I was thinking July 4th would be appropriate.
It would seem to be.
Could we do it? Could we fire a cannon over towards Juan's house? That'd be all right. There's a pretty good distance, right? It's not that far,
Dude,
but
you need a balloon launcher for Juan's house. That
Yeah.
would be fun. But
Yeah.
a cannon, I think, that's
if we put it all the way back, by my front door,
a bit much. We don't want to
tilted it
hurt
up.
Juan.
No.
Startle him, yeah,
absolutely not.
sure.
How good is the aim with these cannons?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're hitting targets. They're hitting breakable targets. So
Well, all right, we target not Juan. Like a tree in Juan's yard.
Derek writes in, Jay, yes, in fact, you can make a personal cannon at your domicile. Ever heard of a spud gun? Well, yes, I have. Actually mentioned that during the discussion.
Potato gun?
Potato gun, yeah.
Sure.
Provided hours of entertainment for me and my friends in our late teens and even in our early 20s. Your discussion on cannons harkened me back to those exciting days of my youth. Anyway, bing that shit for a schematic or instructions on how to construct one and be joyed by the hours of entertainment and fun that you and Mike and Big E will have with a potato cannon. They are friggin' cool.
We'll end up shooting it at each other.
I know.
We will, for
Yes.
sure.
P.S. Aquanet hairspray makes a great accelerant and make sure you freeze the potatoes that you're going to shoot at Isis. Ciao for now, fags. Derek.
Huh.
You have the 2 files, Isis?
Story, man.
What, the one of the chick slipping and falling on her face in China or South Korea?
China. Taiwan.
Was it was Taiwanese? She was a
thought it was.
Taiwanese actress?
I thought you were excited about that.
Yeah, I was. I don't remember which story I was excited about, but I was excited to say Taiwanese.
Jay writes in with an inquiry. What about the window? Who was putting it in when it dropped? Was it a homeowner or a building handyman? Did the guy end up getting a new window? Did he drop it again or did it get installed correctly? What other shoddy work is being done at that building?
Yeah, he was a tenant. And they said he didn't follow protocol.
They were suing the whole building, weren't they, because of this?
No. That was a previous story when the dog fell off the roof of the
Gotcha.
building and landed on someone. They couldn't identify whose dog it was.
Yeah.
And so it was like, well, if no one's going to fess up to this dog, then you all pay.
Jay continues, high heels. Why would Mike go directly on how they make the calves look? Actually, I went directly to that point. I said I think high heels are made for calves, right? They extend your legs. And
Absolutely.
make the calves look hot. I'm sure it does help them pop. However, I believe the high heels are meant to hike up the female's ass to make it pop. I've never thought about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Guess I've never thought about that. I may be wrong, says Jay.
It might be both, but for sure, it's the ass is part of it too.
Okay. I cannot believe some lady thought, shit, I would like to be taller today. I have to believe the man invented high heels, and again, it probably was not to make his chick taller, but rather to make the ass pop.
Found that in 3 seconds.
Is not
It
a
wasn't 3
freshman
seconds, but
melody.
I couldn't find it. Oh,
No.
I don't know.
Dude, Taiwan actress falls.
Okay, I don't know, man. It is what it is.
Damn it, that song's
I
in my
tried.
head
I
again.
don't know
Kept
the
saying I
song.
can't find it. Like,
I'm not making excuses. I'm just trying.
no, it's later in the song. The second half, that it goes into like a pre-hook, and that's where the freshman comes in that I think this gentleman stole.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, he's a musical genius. Unless Brian Vander Ark stole it from him.
He
I
has
don't.
the
For all I know.
verb pipe to thank for that little ditty.
Well, unless I haven't talked to Brian Vander Ark in a long time, maybe Vander Ark stole it from
Could be.
this gentleman. Can you look it up, E? Taiwan actress falls. First video that pops up.
Na, 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 na.
I don't know how to spell Taiwan, of course.
Taiwan.
Tiejuan.
Actress falls on stage.
Oh, Jesus.
When I was young, I knew everything.
Oh, come on, man. That's a stretch.
She a punk who rarely ever took advice. Now I'm guilt-stricken, sobbing with my head on the floor.
I don't know how that relates to this.
Stopping baby's breath and a shoe full of rice now.
Seen this video? Let me see, because I'm playing a video of it.
Now wait,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not the freshman.
Just like the
it's
freshman.
not the freshman yet. I'll show you when it's coming. Hold on. No, it's wrong. It's in that era, but it's not the freshman. It's not the freshman.
All right, we'll keep searching. Write in if you know what it is. It's going to kill Mike. Until then, we will save the rest for Sunday.
It's on to something. When I was young, I knew everything. Yeah, we got the grind time Russian party tonight.
Yeah.
Goddamn weather. So, yeah, we're about to have a house full of people. Isis has to go on a run to go pick up some foods. It's going to be a day, E.
He's a good boy.
Yeah, so anyway, have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll be back next week. We'll see you guys then.